Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lulu. I hope you subscribe and I hope you stay forever. If you are my returning subscriber, honey, thank you so much for coming back for another video. You know that I love you so much. So guys, in this video I am going to be telling you guys a story. I've never done something like this in my channel. It's for the first time doing it today. I don't know how I am going to go about it, but then we'll figure something out. So guys, how I found out I was pregnant. Okay, last year at the beginning of the year, I think it was February, in the middle of February, somewhere there, I went to visit my boyfriend. Like normally when I visit him, I visit him for a month or a month and a half. So I went there in the middle of the month and I went to visit him for a month and a half. You get? So I hope I make sense, guys. So I went there, I visited him middle February, March. Come April, I was coming home. I remember it was on the 2nd of April on Saturday. So I decided to come home that day. So in the morning, like I told him, no man, like I feel like there's something wrong about me. And he was like, what are you saying? Like, what do you mean by that? I told him, okay, by this time I know that my periods, like by this time would have been here. So I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know what's going on at this moment. And he was like, no, you're thinking everything too much. Like you're thinking too much. Do not think too much about this thing. Let me tell you one thing about my periods. My periods are not stable. Like they will either come at the beginning of the month or in the middle of the month. So they were like that. So he was like to me, no, your periods like are not stable. Maybe you're thinking everything too much. You wanna just go home and then you will see your periods eventually. Don't worry. Okay, fine. Now I told myself, okay, maybe I'm thinking everything too much. Let me just go home and fine. Okay, Shapo, I packed my bags and I came back home. Okay, remember it was on the 2nd of April on Saturday. During the week, guys, I started to feel nauseous. I started feeling dizzy, like everything was going down. And guys, I was starting to hate the smell of the meat. Like if I smell that smell of the meat, like I would feel like vomiting, and like it was so bad. I called him and I was like to him, I think I'm pregnant. And he was like, no, you're not pregnant. Guys, at that time we were not planning on having a baby. We were not planning on having a baby. Like we were planning on focusing on our lives. And me on my side, I wanted to finish school and I wanted like to be financially stable. Yes, Yana, he is working, but then for me, I wanted to like be financially stable. So I was like to him, okay, I feel like I am pregnant and like this is not funny. It's not funny anymore. Like I feel like I'm pregnant. And he was trying to convince me and I was like to him, I know my body and I've been pregnant before. I know. To those who don't know, I have a 7-year-old son. So I was like to him, I know like I've been pregnant before. So you can't tell me like this is my body. I know my body and I felt like this before. And that time when I was feeling like this, I found out that I was pregnant. Guys, I was so careful. When I tell you that I was so careful, guys, I was going to the clinic preventing for 2 months. Like after 2 months I would go to the clinic to go prevent. So like it was not making sense to him, like for me being pregnant. I was like to him, since you're coming home next week, I'm not planning on going to town. Please make sure that you come with a pregnancy test so that I can do the test. He was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. Fine. Days went by, guys. Everything was going down. Like everything was so bad, like was getting worse. Mama would ask me, what's going on with you? Like you're not eating well, you always complaining that you're dizzy, you're feeling dizzy, what's going on with you? And I was like, I don't know. But then at the back of my head, I always knew that, man, there's something wrong about me, Fine, okay. Come the week of Good Friday, I was not planning to go to town, but my mom was like to me, I want you to go run errands for me because like I'm not feeling like going to town. And I called my boyfriend. I was like to him, my mom wants me to go run errands for her, so I might as well buy the pregnancy test. And he was like to me, no, don't buy the pregnancy test because I want you to take the test when I'm with you. Do not do it now. I want to be there, So I was like, guys, I was so impatient and I wanted to know so bad and I couldn't wait for him to come home. Mind you, he was going to come on Friday, like on the day of Good Friday. So I was like, no, let me just do the pregnancy test and then I'll show you the pregnancy test. I went to town, I bought the pregnancy test. I came back home, and then apparently it's good when you're taking the pregnancy test in the morning. But I was like to myself, I'm not gonna take the pregnancy test in the morning, because if I am pregnant, then the pregnancy test will tell me, like, it will do the job. It doesn't matter if I do it in the morning or during the day, you know. I went to the toilet, I took the test. Guys, when I tell you that I was not nervous, I felt nothing. Like, I felt nothing. And that like made me to be surprised over how all along I was so scared, like I was so nervous. Why now am I feeling nothing? You know, I felt nothing. So I took the pregnancy test. I put the pregnancy test down, and then like I waited for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I looked at the pregnancy test. And guys, I saw two lines. I just felt nothing. When I tell you that I felt nothing, guys, other time we fought about something, like we got into a disagreement, and then like we were not talking for days, you know. Okay, Shabu, I texted my boyfriend. I was like to him, congratulations, you're going to be a dad again. And he called me after some few seconds. He called me, he was like, you're joking. I was like to him, I'm not joking, like I'm telling you the truth, and I'm gonna shoot a picture for you so that you can see. Okay, fine. He was like, okay, what are you going to do? I told him that what happened. There's nothing that I'm going to do. I just have to accept the situation and then move on with my life, because it happened and there's nothing I can do. I'm not gonna abort this baby, because I don't believe in those kind of things. I'm sorry for saying that, guys. If you guys believe on that, then great. But then Mina, I don't believe in abortion. Okay, we took hours talking, and then fine. He was like to me, okay, wait for me when I come back on Friday, and then we will talk like properly. We even forgot like that we were fighting. Fine. Come Friday, Good Friday, he came home, and then I went to him. I showed him the pregnancy test, and he asked me. He was like, "So what are you going to say to your mom?" Okay, everything was stressing me, but then like that's one thing that made me to have like to think about it too much. Like, what am I going to say to my mom? I'm going to disappoint her again. Like, guys, you know, like that feeling. And I promised her that I'm going to finish school first before having another baby. You know, like I'm going to put my life in order before having another baby, so that I can be financially stable, you know, those kind of things. And then like, guys, that was a promise that I made to her, and then I broke the promise. Like, can you imagine how she's going to feel? And I was like to him, I'm not gonna tell her. She will just find out on her own. Like, guys, where am I going to get that courage to tell her, oh, mom, I'm pregnant? Yo, that was so stressful for me. And then like, yo, I didn't know what to do, but then just to wait for her to know. Weeks went by. I remember there was something they were telling me that I needed to do, but then like I couldn't do that because I was pregnant. So I had to tell my mom, and I told her, I was like, Mama, I'm pregnant. And then, guys, my mom said nothing. That hurt me to the point whereby I cried the whole day. Like, I cried the whole day. And then tomorrow she was like to me, I heard what you told me yesterday, and I didn't want to respond at that moment. Like, I wanted to think about this whole thing. Like, I didn't want to respond to you at that moment. I think, guys, my mom wanted to get this thing like into her system before talking to me, you get. So I was like to her, Mom, I know that I promised you that I'm going to finish school first, and I'm not gonna have a baby. I'm going to have a baby after, like, when I'm financially stable. So now I've disappointed you. I'm really sorry. And she was like to me, a baby is a blessing from God. There's nothing we can do about it. What we can do is to accept the baby, and then like move on with life. The baby will grow, and then still you will be able to achieve your goals. You will be able to do what you always wanted to do. The baby is not gonna block what you want to do. And guys, it's not like when she was telling me that like I was okay, I was not okay. Like, I was not okay, and I had to accept that. You know, guys, one thing about my pregnancy was so horrible. It was so horrible. I enjoyed nothing. Like, I enjoyed nothing. When I tell you that I enjoyed nothing, guys, I was always feeling dizzy. Like, yo, it was so bad. I remember there was this time, like, guys, like my leg was in pain. I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. My leg was so in pain. It took me a week for my leg to feel better, so like, that's how bad my pregnancy was. I remember my hands started to be in pain, like everything was so bad. I remember there was this time I went to the clinic. The nurse checked me as usual, and he was like to me, I think you're going to have a bridge baby. If not a bridge baby, then you're gonna have twins. Guys, I felt like crying at that moment, and I tried so hard to fight back my tears. Okay, Shapu, he gave me the referral letter to the hospital, and he told me that, okay, you need to go to the hospital so that you can do a scan to check if you're going to have a bridge baby or you're going to have twins. Fine. I came back home and I told my mom first. I came into my room and I called my boyfriend. I told him, I was like, the nurse told me this and this and that. And I was like to him, I am praying we're not going to have twins, because twins, we already have two kids. He has a son, I have a son. So twins again, guys, it means four kids, and then like aunties. Yo, guys, at that time I was praying. I know that having a bridge baby is a big risk. But for me at that moment, guys, I was praying to have that bridge baby. I was praying the baby is a bridge baby, because I was not ready for twins. And he was like, if God wants to give us twins, that means he knows that we can handle twins. And there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, fine. On Friday, I went to the hospital to go do a scan, and they told me that the doctor is not here. You have to come on Tuesday. You have to do an appointment first and come back on Tuesday. Fine, I came back home, and on Tuesday I went back to the hospital. The doctor came at 9 o'clock. Guys, I woke up at 4:30 so that number one, like, I got to the hospital and the doctor came at 9 o'clock. I got in, and then she did the scan. Then she was like to me, you're going to have a bridge baby. Yo, guys, in my heart, I was like, yo, thank God. Yo, guys, don't get me wrong, Mara, you're twinsy. I was not gonna be able to handle twins. Truly speaking, like, I was not gonna be able to handle twins. So she gave me a day to come back. She was like, okay, you have to come back on the 6th of December. But if you feel pains before the 6th, then make sure that you come to the hospital so that we can operate you. Okay, fine. I got back home. I started to do my research, whereby I was checking like how to turn a bridge baby, like, those kind of things. And I did the exercises. Guys, I did those exercises for a week, and after a week I was up to here. If I'm meant to have this baby, God will just give me either way. Fine. And then I remember there was this time I felt pains, I think around 1 a.m. I was just on the bed, and like the pains were going on and on. Like they were going on and on. They were not that bad, but I felt that this pain is uncomfortable. The pains like went on and on until around 3 o'clock. Fine, I was fine. The whole day, like, I prepared everything, guys. I packed my bags, I packed my baby's bag, I packed my bag. I was prepared. Like, if anything happens, I know that I just grab my bags and like go to the hospital. So, and guys, I was praying to have a baby girl. I wanted to have a baby girl so bad, but then God was like, nah. I was like, nah, not at this time, my child, not now. Days went by. Come next week, Saturday. In the morning, I went to church, then I came back home. I was on my bed the whole day, busy with my phone, texting my boyfriend, those kind of things. When I was busy on my phone, I felt like pains. The next thing, I'm feeling wet. I stood up, and then the water like was coming out. My water broke. I called my mom, and then my mom called a car. The car took me to the hospital. I went there with my mom. At that time, I was not feeling a pain. I felt nothing. And it was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Fine. Come 7 o'clock in the evening, I started feeling the pains. Like the pains were coming, like were just The pains like was so bad, guys. Like, I don't get those nurses and the doctors. They were not coming to check up on us or what's going on. Are we okay or not? Guys, they were not checking us. Like, those nurses and doctors, they were not checking us. We were just in that room alone, you know. So at that time when I was feeling that pain, I stood up and I went to, there were three nurses and one doctor. They were sitting into their room, and right now we were in our room. So I stood up and I went in that room. I told them and I was like, yo, I'm feeling pain and I can't help it. The doctor was like, go on the bed and then I'm gonna check you. And she came, she checked me, and she was like, I can't feel the head. And I was like to her, my baby is a British baby. And she was like, why didn't you tell me? Hey, what? I was like, when I arrived here, I gave you my file. You should have checked my file and then you will know what's going on with me. And she was like, you should have just told me, hey, you want me to lose my license? Guys, Gandhi, what are those files for? Like, what are those files for? Because they have to check the files. Or, okay, this person is like this. What's happening with this person? But she didn't do that. Fine. And she was like to me, it's too late for us to operate you because now the baby is coming. And they helped me deliver the baby. And they told me that it's a boy. Guys, like, I wanted a baby girl so bad. I wanted a baby girl so bad. I felt like crying, but then at that time I was just grateful that my baby is healthy. I was just grateful that my baby is alive, you know. But then, guys, I wanted a baby girl, you know. So I was like, it's fine. So yeah, guys, that's what happened. Like, yo, my pregnancy was so horrible. Like, yo, I didn't enjoy my pregnancy. Like, I did not enjoy it. Yo, guys, listen to me. You have to abstain. Guys, if I didn't touch, then I don't know. Guys, abstain. When you have time, make sure that you abstain. So guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I made sense in this video. If you made this far, thank you so much and I love you so much. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please make sure that you subscribe. You hit the notifications for you to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Do not forget to comment and share this video. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, bye.